Alrighty. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel and our special guest, Mr. Ernest Owens. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Ernest Owens. Are you on Snapchat?
Same, Mr. Ernest Owens.
What about on Facebook? Ernest Owens.
Yes, Ernest Owens.
Yes. So
the like page.
You know, on the last video, I don't know how we got into all of those topics, but it was just meant to be. Yes, and I enjoyed that.
We wore him out.
Yes.
I've been waiting for that, though. I've been waiting to say this.
Scorpion Show Cherry has officially been popped. Officially been popped.
So, on Sunday night, Jesse Williams accepted the BET Awards Humanitarian Award. And Jesse went off on his speech for 5 minutes.
He did.
I mean, he read racist white people. He read the black celebrities that was in the audience, and he talked about cultural appropriation. Yep. And I mean, it was just a very inspiring speech where people were just standing up and just kept standing up and clapping. And the last guy, the guy was like, wow, 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 because his speech was that powerful. And then he grabbed that league, and then he walked off the stage with his award. Now, during that, a lot of people were tweeting messages. I was tweeting messages and things like that. But one thing I didn't see was Justin Timberlake's tweet. And Justin Timberlake tweeted, Jesse Williams, though, inspired. So Mr. Ernest Owens tweeted Justin Timberlake. And what did you tell Justin Timberlake?
I basically it was like, so, now he's inspired. I was like, are you going to, not, so you stop appropriating our culture and our music? And are you going to tell Janet sorry too?
Mm-hmm. Which led to Justin Timberlake responding to him, calling him such
sweet
soul. You're such a sweet little soul. When you realize that we are all the same, then we can have this conversation. Bye. Now see, that's how I read it.
Yeah, that's how I read it too.
It didn't come from a place of being like sincere with his words on what he was saying.
Well, his words weren't sincere.
No, that was very shady. And we know how Mr.
And the problem that I have with your words to Justin, because you picked that fight. You did.
I just said what a lot
whether
of people
you were
want to
right
say.
or wrong,
I just want to say what a lot of people want to say.
Okay? Now,
I said what a lot of people want to say.
But you may have, but you started. You did start. Now, what I have to say, and you were, you're a big boy. So whatever the case may be. But you did start. Now, what I have to say, because I watched The View this morning, and they even talked about your tweet on The View.
Really?
Yes, they didn't say your name or whatever, but Sonny Hostin, verbatim, read what you said on The View. I mean, that's what's up,
Yeah.
All the bloggers and even The View, with your tweet. But, and the conversation that they had regarding your tweet was a really good conversation.
Yeah, they had a 6-minute
conversation about what you tweeted to Justin Timberlake. Oh, and it was good. So shout out to you.
Oh yeah, shout out to them.
But anyway, the problem that I had with your tweet was while I shout out to Justin Timberlake for being inspired, because there are a lot of people out there that were inspired by what Jesse Williams had to say. Now, whether or not what you said about him appropriating black music and culture, whatever the case may be, whether you're right or wrong about that, I think a lot of us feel as though you are right, because there are a lot of artists that do it. Right. But I think that you singling out Justin Timberlake was a little wrong, because there are not only white artists that do it, but there are black people who do it as well. And Whoopi Goldberg made a very good point about all of us appropriating, not just the white artists. Now, the whole Janet thing, I think that was a little personal, because I don't know why you mentioned her in that tweet with Jesse. But
because if we are the same, then when Janet took that heat, he should have been right there with her.
Yeah, but yes, he should have.
His career went up.
He should have.
Went down.
He should have. But that had nothing to do with you saying about the appropriation.
No, but
that had everything to do with black and white.
Yeah, it does. It has everything to do with black and white. But the appropriation part, that had nothing to do with
That's your opinion. And that's how you take it. I wrote the tweet. So I'll tell you why I wrote the tweet.
Okay, well, you explain the tweet to me.
What it was that if you listen to all of Jesse's speech, he starts off by talking about how black women are discarded. Mm-hmm. And how they are, really just, your fave, Beyonce, talked about, she quoted MLK, Malcolm X's speech about it. And
I'm still waiting for
the theme about this, about black women being discarded. Then there's the part about, again, appropriation, the last part of his speech. So all of this was a moment to really, in that platform, a national platform, you know, on an award show that's celebrating black contributions to the industry. This man is on a white-owned station, because BET is not black owned anymore. So this is a black man activist who was talking about this on this platform about corporate. There's a lot of other subtle, powerful things that was not said, but was also what gave power to that moment in time. And so for Justin Timberlake, whose career is younger than Jesse's career, to simply merely say he's inspired, I was kind of confused.
But why was he be inspired?
No, it's not about what you can't be inspired about. The bigger question was, what are you inspired about? And this is a moment where you're, you know, using this platform to boost yourself up a notch, to feel as though you've been someone who's being humbled by this experience. Mm-hmm. It was a moment of saying, like, you know, you're capitalizing off of a moment, our moment, this moment, as somebody who, we didn't ask for your appraisal, your validation, the fact that all the fans are commenting and they're like, oh yes, JT, he's this and that. I was kind of like, okay, so now that you're inspired, is there anything else you really want to share? Is there anything else you want to say? Because if you're not going to speak up, if you're not going to say anything about the issue that was being brought, and that in many ways from that speech was for Taylor Swift, that speech was for Miley Cyrus, that speech was for Justin Timberlake, that speech was for white privilege in this country that never gets the fair, the fair reprimanding. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, since you're now putting yourself in that arena to be woke or be inspired or be aware, and you felt like something about that speech resonated to you, I was going to call him to the floor. 55 million followers on Twitter. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to say, so are you going to give us something from this like Malcolm Moore did? Malcolm Moore acknowledged everything that happened and went down with Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, is this a moment where you're going to take a step back and you're going to kind of, give us something, because you've now left R&B music and finally found yourself in white pop now because you want to hit now, because 2020 experience didn't really do it for him like he thought he was going to do, because he worked with all his black producers. Now he's working with Max Martin. So I'm saying, what are you going to do with that? And for him to respond the way he did showed everything I thought was in the back of that man's mind about those issues, because in that moment, you're going to say we're all the same. So you wasn't hearing the same speech I was hearing. Because if you was hearing the same speech I was hearing, you would have then realized this brother, this person of color, whoever he is, clearly he's questioning my privilege. You have two choices. One, don't respond and ignore it. Or two, say you hear me, things happen, apologize. But to simply don't apologize at that moment, try to belittle what I say, and try to white-splain it, it showed how tone deaf he was. It showed that after all these years, this man does not recognize how he's accelerated in his career and how the decisions that he's made and the privilege of the society in which he systemically lives in, which is what Jesse was talking about, he brushed it off by saying we're all the same. Which in that speech, Jesse wasn't saying any of that. So it showed people that what he was really doing at that moment was he was pandering.
Well,
he was pandering. He was pandering. We talk about pandering all the time. I've seen you all talk about with politicians. What he was doing was that he was trying to capitalize off of Jesse's moment to make himself look like he was down. But he's never been down on that capacity at all. Well, and at that moment he was trying to, but he didn't have the receipts to back up what his knowledge was.
Well, can I
Because
ask you
when
this?
called to the ground, he should have then said, yeah, you're right about that. I made some mistakes. He didn't acknowledge any guilt.
Now you said that
Maybe
he's
it
never
wasn't a mistake to him to dress like that.
That's the point. But that's the point.
But
That's the ugliness revealed in that.
You said that he's never been down. Is it because maybe the black community and black listeners of music have made him feel like he has been down? Like, for instance, before Barack Obama came along, many black people loved Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And many black people made Bill Clinton feel like he was one of us.
But you know why, though?
Well, no. But I know what you're about to say.
Okay.
And I don't think that it was just that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is it because, are they doing that because of what we have said to them? We given them that green pass? Because I really did not think that Justin Timberlake meant anything, had any malice by him saying that he was inspired. Now, I heard what you just said. I heard what you just said with the tweet that he responded back to you about we are all not the same, because me and Kevin talked about that before you got here. And no, we all aren't the same.
No, we're not.
But I think that Justin Timberlake, while he may have been pandering, he probably was genuinely inspired by what Jesse Williams was saying, and there probably was a lot of soul searching that he was doing while he was watching what Jesse Williams was saying.
And it was fair, but it was fair. But see, what you're not going to do, and what's not going to happen, is that for when black individuals, conscious-minded black individuals on social media platforms, call these white culture appropriating artists to the ground, is if we're not going to do it, who is? What are we waiting for? The issue is that we have these conversations in vacuums. I did something that a lot of people don't do. We'll sit up and we know that this goes on. You know, we let out Elvis slip by, we let all these Iggy, but nobody never calls them out. So here's a situation where I had a moment to say what everybody been wanting to say, but was a big elephant in the room. So I did it because if I didn't do it, but Iggy been called, yeah, she been. But that's what I'm saying. We did it. No one said anything about it when people was doing it to her. All I'm saying is that it was a moment in time to simply ask a person in their privilege. He is no victim. I don't feel sorry for a white male artist that's kind of been responsible for desecrating the R&B genre. All that happens, you get one artist that comes in, makes people feel like it's okay. To answer the question that you was making though about what made this black pass, what happens is that when you get white artists that have interest in black artists in this industry, everybody knows what happens. There is this gravity to affirm yourself with them because you think it's going to elevate your career. When Pharrell worked with Britney, when he worked with Justin Timberlake, that took him to another level. That made him mainstream. So a lot of times,
mainstream.
Pharrell, to them, because he was that boasted his
well, what about Usher?
Madonna.
Well, what about Usher and Justin Bieber? Usher was mainstream before he.
No, but I'm saying that wasn't like that wasn't where he gave him the pass though. Everybody capitalized. Like T.I. worked with Iggy because he was making money off of that. See, people bring Dr. Dre with Eminem. I mean, they bring these artists because there's something to make it. So there's a pimping that happens.
But I know Eminem was acting.
No, I don't have an issue with Eminem. I know, but Eminem acknowledged him since he never used the N-word. He never was trying to do that. But I think that at the end of the day, what you see in this industry, though, is that big black figures in the industry put their hands on these up-and-coming white artists. Mm-hmm. And we, as the consumers, give them that pass based off of the authority of the person before them. So we like, if Snoop say they good, we good. If Dre say they good, we good. If T.I. So that's what happened with Justin Timberlake. But the problem that happens though, and what we've seen,
well, who touched Justin Timberlake? Because when he first started out, he was a pop.
But Timberland.
Oh, Timberland.
So that's like when he worked. We forget. That's what we forget these moments, right? When they put their hands on these artists and put them in that stream, we then assume that they've been vetted. The problem is, time and time again, from Iggy all the way down to Justin Timberlake, they have not been vetted. Meaning that we're thinking that these are people that, when they're saying that these are our people, they down. When I think of someone that's with our people, is aware and down, I'm thinking somebody that is aware of their privilege, understand the dynamics that's happening, and is mindful about what they do, and they're not going to betray us.
But why are we blaming?
Has betrayed
but
us.
why are we blaming? Why are we blaming
Justin Timberlake?
You feel like he betrayed us because
he dressed like what? He was black.
No, not how he dressed, but because when one of ours, when somebody he worked with, when that person, you know, like Janet, he worked with Janet.
So he betrayed us because of what happened with Janet Jackson. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he betrayed a lot of his black fans by the way that he did. He threw Janet under the bus.
Listen, he threw her under the bus. But are you going to tell me that Justin Timberlake betrayed the black culture by that one incident?
It was not just one incident.
What was the other incident?
It was a big.
Because I agree with you that he betrayed Janet.
But I don't think you understand the power of what that symbolized and what that did. And I think that people don't understand it. If you actually appreciate Janet, the artist that she was, and you actually understand what impact that had on her career and what that looked like.
Trust me, I understand because he reminds me
right, but you understand what that looked like. At the end of the day, if this, all I'm going to say, and this is the mic drop on that aspect of the conversation, if it was a reverse, if it was Taylor Swift and Justin Derulo pulled her pasty off, Justin Derulo would not have a career. Taylor Swift would have walked out the victim.
Of course she would.
In this
You're absolutely
situation,
right.
Justin
You're
Timberlake
right.
snatched
You're
off
absolutely
Janet,
right.
and Janet got slut
She got
shamed,
slugged
and
off.
she
Yep.
got slugged
You're right.
off.
See, that
And
was
that
all
was
cultural
and I'm not
but that's not the
okay,
part
I
I'm
just-
saying.
okay.
That's not the part. But if you listen to Jesse's speech, it all goes hand in hand
Yeah.
with that disregard. So I'm just talking. I'm taking this. These are two different elements going on here. I'm talking first about the disregard for black women, the disregard of the fact that at the end of the day, if he was down, if he was somebody that was down or where, he would have been a bigger man. He would have acknowledged that. He came for Prince. When he said, the sexy back. Do you know about that? Do you know about the song where he then came back, disrespected Janet again, and then disrespected Prince? So this is a man who relished. No, but that was all a part about the sexy back. So what happened was, and fans listen to the show, y'all remember this, when he was on, when Prince went to a post Emmy award show, he said a line saying, whoever said that they bring sexy back, like, I'm here. Like, Prince is the sex symbol. Like, Prince has always been sexy, bringing sex in the industry. So when he saw this Timberlake come in acting like with, Timberlake, and he bringing this wave and sound, look like, I've been here with you. Excuse me. And for him to then do that song, Give It To Me, he made the shade about Janet not being on the charts, rubbing that back in her face. So you done already dragged her already, and then you gonna go in another song and then try to antagonize her for not being on the charts because of the fact that you didn't be a man and you didn't. So that was shade. And then
I just
came
think
for
those
Prince.
are all different things.
Yeah, they are.
That's my
But
thing.
but at the end of the day, you know what the overall theme is?
See, you're right. So you don't have to put those words together.
Cultural,
Like, they don't all
no.
mix on this show.
Let me say it. No.
Because
Let me
well,
finish,
I agree. No, hold on. I agree with everything you're saying.
But you're not
I don't
getting-
think that has everything to do with what this is about.
No, but
because,
it's just all this stuff.
but why are we mad at people like
You're not making-
Justin
you're not
Timberlake?
making-
Why shouldn't we be mad at the black artists that put them in that
But
position?
you're not listening to the bigger problem. I'm saying all of it is white privilege. It wasn't an attack on just simply cultural appropriate. All of it was, I was saying though, the antithesis of what I was saying was that since you're inspired, are you going to call out your privilege? Because that's the thing that Justin Timberlake has never done in his career. He's never called out his privilege.
So let me get this right. So white people, if they sing R&B, or if they dress any way like how we
Then that's somehow
dress,
they stole it from us. Is that what
I'm
you're
not saying it's not just stealing. It's the fact that you're benefiting off of something that you did not originate, something that you did not
like
create.
a Kylie Jenner wore them braids.
When she the
And
big
then-
clips, but then it's her who invented cornrows. It's her who make the big clips.
Well,
It's
what about
her.
Beyonce?
What are you
and
saying?
the blonde hair.
I
She
mean,
didn't invent.
but you know why that doesn't count. But you know why that doesn't count though, and it's not that way, because of the fact that when you're in a society
Because
as
she's not still
marginalized,
culture.
you're living in a society where you're marginalized. Those are the things that she feels like she has to do to fit in. Justin Timberlake can be a white boy all day long like he is now. He don't even have to have cornrows like he did for one period of time to fit in. See, the problem is you have to look at positions of power and privilege. We always want to be acting like there's an even playing field for black artists and white artists, but it's not. Black artists have to be so much more
that's what we've been
mindful.
saying for a long
But
time.
exactly, they have to be so much mindful.
If I
K.
could-
Michelle has always said about how she can't write certain songs, sing certain songs
wanna do
that
country
she want to do,
music.
and we always act like their careers are flopping because of their choice. But that's because they're being marginalized. Meanwhile, Justin Timberlake can have a little scoop of this, have a little scoop of that, have a little this or that. He can touch whatever he wants and be successful. And then for him to bash black artists like Janet, talking about her being on the charts, it was a way of mostly showing his privilege.
Okay.
It's all privilege.
Wait a minute, because this is like, okay, I understand your whole tweet to him, and I believe I understand the cultural appropriateness. This is like you stealing from our culture. You dress
Without
the way
permission.
we dress, not even without permission.
But I mean, that's basically what appropriate is. You're taking something from someone without their permission. But even out of your own mouth, he got permission from Timberlake.
No, but
Iggy Azalea got permission from T.I.
Let me clarify. But
Justin Bieber got permission from Usher.
Wait. So they're stealing from. No, they're not stealing. They're taking from
Right.
your culture.
Right.
Let's say like Timberland boots, braids to the back. You know how we urban
Right,
dress.
but the
So
stealing-
you're dressing urban.
Right. No, I get, but you're missing the part about
But they won't acknowledge.
and that's what
they
makes
won't
it
acknowledge
stealing.
the setbacks of black people.
Right.
But you want to steal our stuff, so you're making us like we're not here, like
Right.
we don't exist.
Right.
But you'll wear the same here. We here. You'll dress the way we
See,
dress.
what people
You'll
understand-
steal our
right.
style of music.
What
and
people
things
gotta
like that.
understand about stealing is that it's a form of plagiarism. And it says that you're doing these things and you're not acknowledging
But you won't
it.
even,
Yeah.
won't even acknowledge the
So
black
I can
person
have
in the
black
same
friends
thing.
all day and do this and be all in this and do all this and then go out and do it, and you got a fan base that is not, that you gotta understand that he has 55 million followers. You think they all black? No.
No.
There are people in those tweets telling me stuff like, you should be thankful for what he's done for your people, for your genre. He's better than the rest of these black artists. And I'm looking like, but
Justin Timberlake is not the only one that has done it.
And I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is.
I do think that it's not fair for that to be going on. And if you got all of these black fans and you addressing like our culture and like how we dress, and you don't address the things that's going on, not even just in music,
but
like
everything.
Social issues that's going on with us in this country, where we got cops killing black people every day, yet you stay silent and say nothing at all. Now I'm not saying you're supposed to, but I do think that you should step up and say something.
All I'm saying is don't be surprised. All I'm saying is don't be offended and don't be defensive and don't feel some type of way when people like myself, who is a consumer of this material, is having a complaint.
But this this is my thing though. While we can blame Justin Timberlake and all them all day long, but we also have to hold fire to those like Timberlake and Usher. But don't shake your head no, because we do. You know why? Because we are telling them that it's okay to do those things. We are the one that's giving them the pass. They are taking our stuff and they're dressing like us and making our music because we're saying, oh, it's perfect that you're doing that. It's okay that you're doing that, Justin. It's okay that you're rapping like that, Iggy. It's okay. So yeah, but if we were to tell them and we would not support that, then maybe they wouldn't do it.
Well, let me put
because can I speak? If Justin Timberlake didn't have the backing of Timberlake, do you think he would have us as listeners and consumers? No. If Iggy Azalea didn't have that backing of T.I., do you think anybody like us would be listening to Justin Bieber had it not been for Usher? No. I don't listen to him at all. But see, I don't listen to him at all. But see, the thing is, these are the artists, these white artists, like for instance, y'all knew right off the bat that Timberlake. These white artists, we can associate them with what black artists that put them on the map. That was saying it's okay to be like us. So we have to hold them accountable as well.
But you're not understanding the politics, though.
No, I understand the politics, but we can't. I understand the politics, and I hear what you're saying. But at the same time, while I agree with you, we gotta hold, because we just can't allow Usher and all them just back up and say, well,
but that's not. But you're missing the point. That's not what I'm saying. The politics is that you're not understanding why those individuals are making those moves to deal with them in the first place. That's not happening because of just pure choice and interest. That's happening because of the fact that you're in the industry where for many of these black artists that want to thrive and be mainstream, you gotta get some coin. That's their means of survival.
They can't say Usher was already mainstream.
Okay, but you're not getting a survivor.
I don't think Justin Bieber goes around thinking that he's a black artist.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think that.
No.
But at that time, like Justin Timberlake had that whole vibe. He was going for that R&B sound and everything. Now I don't think there's nothing wrong with going.
I don't think there's anything around. You know why I don't think it's nothing wrong? Because we don't call out Robin Thicke.
Yeah, I love Robin Thicke's music.
Let me tell you something. No, hold on.
We call him the blue-eyed queen.
You was about to say we have. But I don't remember the last time anybody black really. Yeah, that's the point I'm making. Why are you calling out Robin Thicke? You know why? Because can I just say this? I'm gonna take it way back. Why are we calling out Robin Thicke when, to be honest with you, he reminds me of somebody like a Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra did the same thing back in the day.
But you know what I think it is, though? I think what you're missing, this is the point that you're missing.
You guys, I keep
no, but this the thing, is that at the end of the day, well, first off, with the industry thing, we just support that they need the coin, they want to fit, they want to keep spreading it. So you use Usher, but it ain't just about Usher, right? It's the fact that on a bigger scale, being shoulder to shoulder, you like, why Beyonce work with Gaga? That was so random, because at the end of the day, that's a part of her overall brand to get fandom. Yeah, okay, we know that, but that's what a lot of artists do, and unfortunately, it's not a choice that they all want to do. If they really had the choice, you think they really would want to? They would have a black kid or some black artist they want to work with. But it's politics in that. So I don't really feel like faulting them. I'd rather fault the industry, which is, again, systemically white, which is oppressive on black artistry. We know this. But to my other point that I was saying to you earlier, in general about, Robin Thicke, is that I think that the difference that's missing is that some white artists do acknowledge those things. They are more aware. They do speak out about certain things. They have done certain things.
Well,
I mean,
I think the thing
about Robin Thicke is that Robin Thicke has really been embracing the, before all this stuff happened, he married Paula Patton.
You're making excuses.
I'm not making excuses. I'm not. I'm just telling you. I'm giving you.
Because when's the last time you heard Robin Thicke?
But you're not listening.
Speak out about anything regarding us.
But you get what I'm saying. He's somebody that is no one denied. He's not denying his influences to black music.
Are you saying
he lost the ball?
But
he got criticized after what he did to
his wife.
Not just his wife.
Not because she was black. That was his wife.
Y'all got amnesia. Marvin Gaye.
Oh,
Blurred Lines.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
But that wasn't mad about that.
No,
it wasn't. But see, that was they had to pay the Marvin Gaye family.
Kevin, let me tell you something. He knows how to get them words in there.
No, but you remember what happened with Blurred Lines.
Yes, I remember that.
I know Pharrell because Pharrell made the music, not Robin Thicke.
No, but that's fine. But at the end of the day, they all went down. But at the end of the day,
Robin Thicke went down. Robin Thicke got the most heat out of that because of the fact that it was him on the song.
It was his song.
He did. But Pharrell, like Kevin said, he was the one that produced
Pharrell's
that.
the producer.
Right,
he makes it.
Yes, he makes that. But Robin Thicke got the heat. Yeah, he got the heat because it was his voice. It was him on the song.
Right.
But I think had it been Pharrell, he would have got the heat.
But can I say something? Robin Thicke has always been a Marvin Gaye fan, and that is no secret.
Well,
he's always spoken out.
But you see how he has acknowledged that though.
Huh? But what difference does it make? Justin Timberlake acknowledged that he was a Michael Jackson fan.
Yes, until he threw Janet. He must not been that much of a Michael fan.
Listen, but Justin Timberlake was wrong as fuck.
He was wrong. But he
never got
mad at the media.
No, but he never got consequences.
Yes, we know that. We know that.
Thank you, Kevin.
We can't. There's nothing we can do to change that.
No.
Only thing we can do is keep.
Well, we changed it. We changed it on Sunday night, and for the first time, he got called to the floor about it on a big.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
But it's not because of what you tweeted him.
No,
it's what he responded
and
to.
how he responded.
With him saying that we are all the same.
Thank you.
And which we are not the same because they don't treat us like we are the same.
Well,
if we were being treated as the same, we wouldn't be going through all of this fighting against white people today.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
We still shouldn't have to be fighting to say that we are black and we need to be recognized.
Exactly.
And you letting these white people get off for everything, but you jailing us for everything. We go to jail for weed, we go to jail for any fucking thing, and you lock us away for years.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's not just Justin Timberlake.
No,
it's the whole it's the media too. Okay? Because if I get locked up, you're gonna look for my motherfucking the worst picture you can find from my face.
And I got a lot of them.
But if you find this white girl that do something, you'll find her smiling or a black him smiling with his family. It's a whole
why do you have to know that little boy's dad was in jail?
Yeah, we don't need to know that at all. Okay? That's just the racism that goes on. And these white people, they do need to check their privilege because sometimes they forget about what's going on.
But you gotta, all I gotta say.
But I don't want to just make this all about Justin Timberlake.
But all I gotta say is that everybody can just Google me and Google what I write. I write about this every Friday.
Yes.
So people that
like talk about the racism. Let's talk about the clubs because
I've been doing that.
Something
I've been doing this work.
Yes.
They act like this is new. Don't get it twisted. Years.
That's why I said you know how to flip
He
the
knows how to get the
words.
shit started.
He knows how to get the shit started and flip his words around. But see me, I kept on.
All I'm saying is every week for the past 4 years I've been doing that. So this was nothing new.
Yeah, but see, I think that's why I think like you be controversial because like when I go out, I don't go out thinking it's black versus white. When I go out, I have a good fucking
Can I just say something? Let me tell you something. First of all, I really do love you because I think that, like he said, if y'all were here in Philly, but I'm sure they can read your articles. Like I read the Metro, so I'm always flipping to find your article. And you are controversial. You really are because you called out Mayor Nutter and that you did the damn thing on that. But you're very controversial. But I think because you're controversial, that is one of the reasons why you took Justin Timberlake's inspired tweet and turned it into this whole hoopla.
I didn't turn it to nothing.
No,
it was shade.
it was shade. No, it was shade on your part. Because let me tell you something.
He had to respond.
Had you not, no, listen. Had you not wrote him and tweeted him what you tweeted him, nobody would even have known that he even tweeted what he tweeted.
Okay.
I didn't even know he tweeted that until I saw what you tweeted. Yeah, because he responded to what you said to him.
But I didn't make him. But I didn't make him. He shouldn't have responded.
No, he shouldn't have responded. But why did you have to tweet that to him?
Okay, because
you were being I don't have a problem with shade because everybody knows that I'm shady. But you tweeted him that to get controversy.
No,
that's just like if Beyonce tweeted, she's inspired. Also, you gonna put this in your next video?
Right.
So
you know why? Because people who tweet them that are hoping for a response,
and then you got your response.
And that's why
But Justin fucked up because he said something that's not right. We are not the same.
But
we understand that
he confirmed. But see, but all I'm saying though is he confirmed. He confirmed that he's privileged. But let me put it this way: he confirmed what I thought. That's the point. The point is he confirmed it. If my thing is that what I proved, what I said. That was an opportunity for him to hit or miss. He could have either taken advantage of that moment and could have cleaned his character.
Blocked you.
He could have just blocked me because I did a lot of blocking today.
Well, I wouldn't have blocked you because of that. I mean, that was a legitimate question. It was a shady, legitimate question, but it was a legitimate question. Like, I'm not saying that your question wasn't legitimate. I just think it was shady.
Right. I mean, it was always.
And I think that Justin should speak up about what happened between him and Janet Jackson.
He should.
That is what's making me I still like his music, but he's always got that side eye
He's
with
making
me.
that comeback right now, trying to
It's too late because
on the charts.
that's just like me and Mikkel doing something. Like we worked together, and he went out and embarrassed himself, and I was with him, but the blame went on him and not me, and I just go on and keep doing my thing. Y'all love me, and his everything just goes down.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like. You know, Justin Timberlake has never been a man about this situation because they've been waiting to get the Jacksons for a long fucking time. If they couldn't get Michael Jackson in court for touching somebody, or if they couldn't get LaToya because of her nose or whatever, they was going to get Janet. She was next on the fucking list. Now, because of her, it don't matter, but because her titty came out, it's such a big fucking thing over her titty, she got blacklisted by everybody to where they didn't play her music on the radio, they didn't play her videos on TV.
She go to Grammy the next week.
She couldn't do nothing.
Got his little Grammy in his speech.
Because CBS was like, you made us lose all of this money with MTV because now we're banned from working with MTV, and all of the MTV was banned from working with CBS or ever being part of the NFL. So it all went down to her, and Justin Timberlake's career suffered not a damn thing. No. Everything just went up, and nobody asked Justin Timberlake a goddamn thing about the whole Janet Jackson thing.
And he turned around, but let's not forget. He turned around in the song and shaded her head.
About her
Why
not
you
doing
do
too
that?
long on the chart. Because Janet's career was fine up until her fucking right titty came out. Okay, that just drove America nuts. Everybody's children was so like, oh my God, because Janet's titty fell out. Really? And her career is still actually suffering, not just from that, but it's never been back on the upright. She had 2 #1 albums since, but it's always been like, we're not even going to play her music like that. Because Janet she had recently had like a #1 hit, and then she was coming out with that new album. And as soon as that album came out, nobody promoted it nowhere. That Super Bowl was supposed to be the catapult towards that new album, like any smart artist would be doing. So it just fucked everything up. Now Janet Jackson is the devil. And Justin Timberlake, you never said anything.
And that's what I'm saying. For somebody,
and you still ain't say anything about that. We are all the same.
But the thing is, for somebody who cares so much about black people and black music and black culture and has been in the community, it wasn't like he was like Ed Sheeran doing it. He was somebody who people thought was down and new.
I don't think Justin Timberlake hate black people.
I just think that he's a man. At the end of the day, white people gonna make what's best for them first and always for them first. That's what it was. It's a situation where it's like, look, I'm down with y'all, but when it's time to be black, when it's time to go, everybody want to run. When it was time for him, when he was in that mess with her, that could have been a moment where they both could have went through that together, could have, combated the media together, could have made public statements together. That's how you clean up a media image right here. This PR 101. They could have both went on a public interviews together, could have killed the rumors, could have released a statement. He literally, the moment the next day, you could go online. I got an op-ed right now in Philly Mag right now talking about this. But you can see the interview he did with E.T. and all of them. I was busy on the tour. They called me to come. Janet called me to come. Yes, he said Janet called him to come. He wasn't even going to come and do the Super Bowl.
Well, bitch, since you love
Oh, yeah.
Well, Janet Jackson called anybody. Of course they're going to be
Yeah, he was all
That's
like,
the fucking Super Bowl.
He was all like, oh, she called me.
Even McCall would get up
on the
there.
interview.
Yeah, I would.
In the interview.
I wouldn't know what she was talking
And
about.
then single ladies, but he would be up
No,
there.
I'd be up there.
No, but in the
I'd be
interview,
whispering right along with
he
her.
played. But in the interview, he played her though. He played her. He said, "Oh, I did it."
Yeah.
He tried her. No, he tried to interview. He was all like, I have nothing to do about that. This looked like it's for a attention stunt. I'm not about that. And he was just really defensive.
He went in. Instead of protecting Janet, he just threw her under the phone.
I don't think any of us disagree on that. We all agree that he threw her.
Yeah, but I'm not saying there was nothing wrong because we all throw shade at these celebrities.
We all do. I just think that you get. I just think people surprised.
bullet.
But I just think people surprised when it happened.
He bit the bait.
Let it be the moral story. What
Yes,
happened when you tweet somebody.
that's what he did.
And
Justin
somebody
Timberlake
got the bait.
Bit the bait.
He did.
And I wouldn't have bit that bait.
No, that was his like. What do you? I was surprised.
I would have went just like this.
Baby.
I just think he was.
But see, it's good that you did that because
It brought a conversation.
But look, not only that, look at all the different platforms you are on because of that.
Yeah.
You are on like every major blog site, and then tomorrow you're going to be on Good Day Philadelphia.
Fox, yep.
You're going to. It's just.
Word
it was
tomorrow.
good,
Yeah.
and then you had all the Black Twitter defending you,
You need to send
because
them
Justin
clips and
Timberlake
they
said
can show
something
them.
stupid every response.
Yes.
Show
Shout out
them
to
this
Black
clip.
Twitter. Yes.
Yes.
You can show them the part where you.
You know the first
Yeah.
interview I did? The first interview I've done.
Wait, what was I getting ready to say?
Well, make sure, because like I said yesterday on the Scorpion Show, make sure you say that.
Yes.
What, say
Of
what?
course. Of course.
Like you said on the Scorpion Show.
I will. Y'all watch it in the morning.
Yes, I will.
I
What
think
time you
it's
going to be
8.
on 8:15?
They told me 8:15 tomorrow.
What
I know that's right.
Yes, Alex Holly, Queen Holly.
Yes. Did she hit you up or Mike?
She did.
Oh, I know that's right.
They did. She saw the tweet and then she hit up Berlinda, and then Berlinda, who's a producer from the morning show.
Okay.
And they reached out to me. I said, okay.
Listen, you better ride this wave as long as you can. Okay?
And I'm gonna create some waves along the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can. But I really did. You probably didn't see it, but I think you should watch the View.
I'm gonna watch it.
Talk
Now
about
I'm gonna
it today
share it
because
online.
I thought it was really good. Like I thought it was a good conversation. It started a conversation. It started a conversation here. We may not all agree what was being said or how it was, but it started a damn good conversation. And I know these comments are gonna go off.
But I do think that white people should check their privilege.
Yes,
They can say, they really can say a lot of stuff and do a lot of
But
stuff.
I think that but I also think, before you clamp real hard, is that we as a people need to stop giving white people certain types of passes.
Snaps.
We do. Because if we didn't give them passes that we give them, then they wouldn't say or do the things that they do. Because you know why? You got a lot of white people you got some black people out there that got black friends and think that it's okay to say nigga.
Yeah,
Why do they think it's okay to say nigga? Because I say it with my friends.
Yeah.
And they say it's okay instead of those friends
No, I
checking
agree.
them.
But this is the issue. But this is the issue, though. I think the bigger conversation that doesn't get said is that we all have these allies. We think we have people that are allies, and we don't want to be exclusive, right? In the gay community.
I'm sorry to cut you off real quick, but that's just like with females and gays.
Yeah.
They think a lot of females think it's okay to say certain things like, oh girl, no, don't call me girl.
Don't call me girl because you
Don't call
don't
me
know.
girl because you don't know me and I'm not your girlfriend.
But then you
And
got
last time I checked,
some women
I
is
have
just
a ding
crazy
dong
anyway
with
because
my
then you got gay friends, but then you look down on your child because they're gay.
Oh!
We could go in,
Good
okay?
conversation.
We could go in. And then some of them still say faggots, and then your friend is still sitting right there, and you let her say it.
No, I had a coworker that was just using it all the time. They were just using it all the time.
That's only $2, girl. Like I said, like for instance, this guy at my job, I'm sitting there not paying him no mind.
Good.
And because I was doing other things. But he's having a conversation with these two other females and, he's talking about, names for a baby or whatever the case may be. And I hear one of the females say, a gay name, such and such isn't a gay name. And my antennas went up because I wasn't paying attention. But I heard gay name. And I said, huh? I said, why you say that? Because I'm thinking maybe, and she said, no, I didn't say it. He said it. And I looked at him and I said, huh? And she said, yeah, he said that a certain name is a gay name and he wouldn't name his child that. And I looked and I said, well, I didn't know there was a such thing as gay names. I thought there were gender names or whatever. I said, but I didn't know there was gay names. Didn't say a word. And so the girl was like, well, yeah, I thought the same thing. I said, wow. And me, I can go on. So I'm walking back and forth, throwing shit in the trash that shouldn't be in the trash. Like, yeah, because I don't understand. What is a gay name? I said, I've been here 30 years. I never heard of
Let me find it.
Let me find it.
LaRodney.
What is a gay name?
LaRodney.
But it made him feel that small because he really couldn't respond because I guess he was just like, well, you know, I can't respond because if I do respond, I might get fired.
Daquan.
All they had to say, I think that's a feminine name.
Daquan.
Oh, I think that's a female's name, but I don't know how.
I love it.
I don't know how Tyler is a feminine name because that's what he
Get
thought
your
was a gay name.
life.
That's what he thought.
Dejun.
Tyler. Yeah, that's what he thought was a gay name.
Brandon. I know
I
all
said
Brandon.
Tyler. He said Tyler is a gay name.
That's what he
That's
thought.
kind of corny.
And that's a mixture name, like
But I didn't even. I'm just thinking like, how is
It's
that
like
a gay
it's
name?
like a gender
unisex.
name, yeah.
That's the name I was looking for.
But I'm just
Yeah,
thinking like,
unisex.
but that's what the point I was making. Like, you mean a gender based, like a gender name, a unisex name? Like, I'm not understanding what you're saying. Like, how is Tyler a gay
You know
name?
what happened was he just got flipped and then things gonna be checked, kind of like what happened with Justin Timberlake. So.
It just didn't make sense to me. Like, you do, but yeah. Are we done? Because this was fun.
Are we done?
Yes.
Finished?
We are fine.
And by the way, because we didn't talk about it in our last video, I loved Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar. I really did. I loved it. My favorite part was when they were kicking the water at each other.
Yeah, that was the. I mean, that's the only part where she actually gave me like choreo. So yeah, it was good.
She's so shitty. And it's about the rain. Come on, man.
Awesome. This
Yes.
is great.
Thank y'all for watching.
You try.
We gonna have you back on. real
Yeah,
soon.
follow me on
Yes,
Twitter,
we are.
Instagram,
We are. We're gonna have you
Snapchat.
back.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
Kevin can have you back when I'm not here.
Bitch.
No, this is 3 minutes yelling. It was like a group.
Yeah,
I was like, I never had this much yelling. And I was like, yo.
when you gonna invite us on your show?
When the third season, I'm taping the third season in the fall.
Okay.
Well, third season better hurry up because you
No.
know they have a season after Justin Timberlake gets on.
Listen.
You want to try my
Tell
mom?
you, right?